Sziasztok! Üdvözlök szépen mindenkit, itt is vagyok a folytatással. Hát másfél napig jól el voltam, mondhatni. Jó pár küldetést megcsináltam. Néhány mellékküldetést, amiben szerintem volt fő is, mert az egyiknek hála visszakaptam a Aerondight-ot, a régi ezüst kardomat. Hol van? Itt van. A tó hölgyétől visszakaptam a kardomat. A remete is ott volt, de a tó hölgye volt az igazi. Közben elég sok mellékküldőt próbáltam megcsinálni. Láthatjátok, hogy sikerült 47-es szintű lennem. A fekete egyszarvú kardot 46-os megcsináltam így. Volt 3 Witcher küldetés, amit megcsináltam. Jó sok eladni valót összegyűjtöttem, megint ékszerek terén, meg pénzeket is gyűjtöttem. Maradt itt az a papírmunka, a mindenre kapható lovag az bonyolultabb szerintem. A felső kegy, meg ugye az arca a rendhagyó felé, amit Jennifer küldött üzenetbe. Ezekhez fogunk először elmenni. Itt van a karakter. Itt a pontokat ilyen misztikus képességre tettem. Most a tűzképességem ráadásul, hogy egyenesen, nem egy ilyen falba lövök ilyen tüzet, hanem sugárba, úgy könnyebb, és folyamatosan tudom lőni. Belekerült ugyebár nekem jó kis pénzbe az egész, meg itt egy ilyen laboratórium van, ami nekem válik hasznomra, ahol volt ez a szekrény. A lakást is ugyebár kipofoztam, majd 8000-be fájt, azt hiszem, de a sok küldetés miatt meg sikerült megcsinálnom. A ládából, amikben voltak kardjaim, azokat ide kirakosgattam. Meg itt van az a 2, ami még a legelején ide raktam. Az egyik az Iris, a másik meg egy lovagi tornán szereztem ezt az aranykardot. Az egyik mellékküldetés 6 részes volt, hogy nagymesteri Witcher cuccokat kell gyűjteni. Ez itt mellettem az állványon a nagymester farkas páncél, de az a baj, hogy csak 40-es szintű, pedig szintben nagyon tetszik. Itt is van fegyver, ezek ilyen elfkardok, ugye ezeket is sikerült annak idején szereznem. Itt van a Viper Armor, amit ugye vettünk attól a hölgyikétől még az előző DLC-be. Itt van 2 tuszankai páncél armor. Itt van ugye az ebédlő, itt van a én kis poltrém, amiért 5000-et fizettem, ha jól emlékszem. Bárhogy nem erről volt szó, mindegy. Megcsináltam a vendégszobát is szerencsére. Még annyi, hogy leginkább festményekre lenne szükségem. Itt van a lovagi tornának a pajzsa. Itt meg van az ököltrófea. Itt is van egy másik festmény. Az ágy is sokkal jobb lett, minden igaz.
Here, kitty, kitty. Foes yesterday, partners today, and tomorrow.
A területet is elég sokat javítottam. Keszegnek, megvan a jó kis istálója itt. Gyógynövénykertet is csináltam. Az is szép. Bazsalikom? Hol vezet mi? Mindegy, az a lényeg, hogy nagyon szépen pompázik minden most már. Mondom, hogy olyan 8000-be fájt. Eleinte ilyen 1000 krediteket, majd a második alkalomnál már 2000-et kér, de megérte szerintem. Jövünk ide először a bankárhoz akkor. Na, visszajöttem, elnézést.
What is it?
Got your coin, sir? And a wee gift to thank you for the trust you showed. This blade's the Reckoner. It saved my arse a fair number of times.
Thanks, Cianfanelli. We'll call it even.
One last thing. I'd like to apologize for the whole mingin' kerfuffle. Master Witcher, what can I do for you?
There's a catch.
What can I do for you?
Catch 22.
Welcome to Cianfanelli Bank, where we look after your coin as if it were our own, and the customer's always right. How might I be of service?
I'd like to change some coin.
By all means.
Come by later.
Effort at your service, sir.
All in order?
Elég sokat jöttem ide váltani is időnként. Na, menjünk a szerelmes párhoz. Most már erre menjek hozzá.
A Witcher?
A küldetések meg a lopkodások által, főleg, hogy rengeteg sírkamrában voltam. Egész jól kijöttem belőle. Pénzügyileg láthattátok. Hoppá!
Got too much of a good thing. Well, died happy at least.
De boldogan halt meg. Elég keményes boldogsággal, nem?
Well, have you recovered Reginald's family jewels?
They were destroyed, unfortunately.
Destroyed? But...
Nothing I could do. Sorry.
This monument is my life. My livelihood. I've spent years at its side, protecting it from rain, hail, birds, and their corrosive droppings.
Sounds like you got plenty of experience. Should have no trouble finding another job in the industry.
You might think this but a silly statue, but a great many folk depended on these stones. Fewer children will be born now. Ladies will walk about unsatisfied, their men dejected. Not to mention the sad fate of a certain curator of art and collectibles. All is lost.
Buck up. You'll figure something out, I'm sure of it. Take care now.
Ez is megvolt. Na, és akkor most ez jön.
Unbelievable.
I would kill for a bite.
You're looking well. Top form, my dear.
Oh, possible.
Most jön a Jennifer által megemlített küldetés. Jövünk egy valami tudósnak a izéjére. Meglátogatni a sérjét, aki a mutagénekkel foglalkozott. Christian Crowley. Praktik, nagyon felállra veszek magát. Thomas Merrill professzor. Ez elfül van?
Inscriptions in elder speech. Salvation lies not in Dolnevde, but in our hearts. Damn. Professor's journal's all gone. Guess somebody else found out about it too. Should look around, see if I can find something else. Footprints. Narrow and shallow. Somebody small, light. Woman, maybe? Wonder where they lead.
Mi a? Elvesztek a nyomot.
Trail breaks off. Wonder if the grave robber learned more than I did. Professor certainly can't do much to help me with my search. Won't learn anything else here. Map Jensen we'll have to do. Also, Epitaph mentioned both Ellerin and Dolnevde, Valley of the Nine.
Okay. Ez másik térkép, ez az egyik küldetés volt.
Site marked on the map's all wet now. San Retour flows through there. Must be where the Valley of the Nine once lay. Need to explore the location.
Komoly, ha nincs semmi.
A tip of the hat to the Tourneys victor.
Two songs best wives.
Run, Roach.
Ooh.
Come on, Roach.
ages. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Kicsit olyan Assassin's Creed-es bug volt hirtelen. Van egy hajtóvidéc, ahogy látom. És van egy barlang is. Kulcs. Rengeteg festék volt itt. Szóval ahhoz kéne valami kulcs. Na, akkor az kint lenne? Vagy itt a hullánál? Akkor ezek szerint először a kulcsot kellene megtalálni. Itt kint. Ő most nagyon vakító, hogy látszik, szűkült a keresés. Hoppá, itt egy portál lesz.
Must have found something in Moreau's tomb to activate the entry portal. Wonder what surprises this place has in store. dented spikes. Sick sense of humor, someone thought.
Valami.
Seems someone besides me might be ferreting around here. Someone's sling. No way I can sling through there. Need to find a way around.
Nem látom, hogy lenne ott valami. Egyébként egy kicsit olyan volt, mint amit filmekben is szokott lenni, hogy 1-2-H4, 1-2-H4 volt egy kicsit a ritmus. Ajaj.
Liked cats.
Ez új volt. Hogy... azt hittem, hogy most én leestem. Kísért. Most elakad.
Blood-soaked. Grave robber was wounded while attempting the climb. Needed to bandage up. Managed to avoid the panthers at least.
Na, megvan a napló. Hoppá, Indiana Jones jár itt, van. Itt van a Ciklus. De hogyha azon valaki felmászik. Már mivel, hogyha egyszer már rám jönnek így, mert tudom, hogy kell. Zsák. Ez tudja, hogy nem zsákutca.
Whoever was here must have scaled that wall, evaded the Panthers.
Ja. Van ott egy kis köttelke.
Not bad. Wouldn't mind having something like that myself.
Honnan jött fel, gondolom. Na, nem tudom megvizsgálni, mert túl magasan van. Akkor mégsem vizsgálni kellett. Hát.
Course. Locked. Notes I found mentioned 4 protruding stones. Gotta press them somehow. Crossbow, maybe? Could try to hit them.
Kettő megvan. Még 2 kéne. Mármint, hogyha lenne. Nem volt. Akkor csak oda át van, úgy látom. És még egy.
Did it.
Interesting as places go. Seems someone put a lot of thought into its design. Should look around.
Ne! 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 Ezeket gyűlölöm!
Yeah, figured as much.
Na, hogyha itt tudjam, kifosztom előtt.
Great. Portals. This just keeps getting better.
És ki kéne találni, hogy melyikbe kell bemennem, mi? Nézzük akkor a sorba. Balra az első ajtó.
Right. Now to find the next portal. Damn it. Back where I started.
Tehát ez akkor nem jó.
Right. Now to find the next portal. Damn it. Back where I started. Damn it. Wrong again. Could be some clue around here.
Az nem jó. Az se jó.
Right. Now to find the next portal.
Ezt én ahhoz hogy jöttek el, Panyik? Ez az ajtó nem volt jó. Es.
Damn it. Back where I started.
Valaki van fent, ahogy látom.
Alright. Now to find the next portal. Damn it. Back where I started.
Nincs valami nyom, vagy nyom.
Statues seem already oriented. Now to find the next portal facing one direction. The right portal, maybe?
Panyik. Hogy ez a... Na, mondj már. Na szóval... Itt ez a... 3 portál nem jó, ott találnak kéne. Bany? Tehát van itt egy. Meg itt egy. Az nem lehet szerintem. Hát bányák. Nem hiszem el. Ide lent van 4, itt is van 4, oda fönt. Itt akartam bevenni, nem sikerült. Mi a? Jó, nagyobbá feljövök. Azt mondja, hogy amerre nézel. Ja, ott van még egy. Akkor ez az.
Must be where Moreau had his lab. Just need to pick an entry. Crystal for this entry's missing. Might be somewhere. Should look around. Crystal for this entry's missing. Might be somewhere. Should look around.
Observation number 30. The mutations do not set in at once. Curiously, they do not develop over a span of time. Rather, for a mutation to progress towards completion, the appropriate mutagen must be applied continuously. The subject does not bear this well, but I found a way to make the mutations less taxing, invasive. To the mutagen base, I add the albumin of a mutated giant centipede egg. Stored in a glass terrarium, the eggs do not develop, remain small. The eggs themselves are a sight to behold. Mutated, they are luminescent, emitting a wondrous glow. I can only hope my addition of the albumin will produce no significant side effects. Time will tell. The 18th of Yule, year 1102. Today I begin my great life's endeavor. One greater and more significant than any I have thus far undertaken, for it relates to me personally, to myself and my son. When 15 years passed, a beast of the forest assaulted me. A witcher came to my aid, saved my life. I could not know that for said salvation, I would in the end pay by relinquishing any say as to my own son's fate. Had I the skill to turn back time, I would have done so, and perished rather than surrender to the Witchers my only son. But as it was, on the day when Jerome was taken, I swore an oath on my honor that I would recover my son. Today, following years of research and preparation, I have at last devised a device that allows me to study mutations. If the gods in their goodness grant me but a bit of favor, I shall find a way to reverse said mutations and restore Jerome to a normal life.
Hú, ennek meg én is örülnék.
So, Professor wasn't out to enhance Witcher mutations, wanted to reverse them. Wonder if he managed, and if there's anything in it for me.
Második és a harmadik lista ugyebár hiányzik. Lehet, hogy azt kellett volna először megkeresnem.
Years of experiments, research, sacrifice, all for naught. I have failed to achieve my defined objective. Each mutation I applied to my subjects proved ineffective when applied to Jerome. What I meant to cure him of his witcherism, that which I meant to restore to him a normal life, only deepened his mutations, further augmented his speed and strength, rendered him yet more inhuman. It seems my son must remain a witcher forever. I have failed. The time has come to abandon this place. Return home to Lydia. She may yet deign to take me back. The contraption and mutagens I leave here, let them wither and crumble, as did my dreams of regaining my son.
So the Professor wanted to reverse the mutation's effects. Ended up deepening them. Stroke of luck for me. Could profit from his failure. So, Professor tried to neutralize the effects of Witcher mutations. Only managed to enhance them, though. Used the albumins of giant centipede eggs as his mutagen base. Need to go on an egg hunt.
Kell még a másik két kristály.
Guessing this man didn't come here willingly. Intriguing as machinery goes, but how do I start it up? Quite the library. Mostly tomes on mutations and genetics. Preserved organs. Hope their donors weren't forced to give them up.
Itt van a kijárat.
Crystals. Should mount them in the megascope. Missing 2 crystals. Just need to pick an entry.
The 80 and 50 had I today. Observation 22. Despite applying a surfeit of toxic substances, significantly more than usual, the subject displayed no symptoms of overdosing. I believe this to be an effect of the mutations. Thus, a minor success. This mutation should allow Jerome better to tolerate toxicity. The X. Observation 58. Sometimes failure is the catalyst for success. I've discovered a method by which one type of mutagen may be transmuted into another through the addition of certain ingredients. This is a great day for science. In addition, I observed that today's dose of mutagens brought the subject to the brink of death. He then suddenly awoke, revived, his strength renewed. Not wholly, of course, but he did in a sense come back from the edge of death. Whether this is attributable to his mutations or to pure coincidence cannot be ascertained. I must conduct further experiments. Each it seems the contraption.
Seen enough. Mom's awake and she's not in a good mood. How long you eggs.
Itt volt egy repedés.
Intriguing as Professor's mutagens might work on me as they did on his son. Well, time to find out. Power cell for portals. Feels dead. Maybe a sign will revive it.
Oh. Hát volt lent ugye az a láda, aminek kellett volna egy kulcs, csak hát nem találtam. Úgyhogy az ott is maradt. Pedig küldetést eljött, minden igaz. Várjunk. Csak visszamegyek még. Jaj, már ennyire elfogyott a levegőm, ez nem jó. Utolsó pillanatban. De jó. Arra beállnánk lehet ez a kulcs. Ez valami kincses dolog kell ezek szerint. Nem tudom kinyitni. Itt semmit nem találok. Kincse. Hát nem tudunk oda lejutni.
And what do you get for all that work? A crook into...
Hát amiket szereztem, azt most én fogom és eladom emberek.
I forgot.
But
Slow now. Whoa.
Bum could fit a pack of hounds.
Faster.
Greetings. I hope your search goes well.
What do you have on offer? Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Another murder by the horrid beast. Milton the Peyrat.
No, pecker it all.
Don't crowd around. Pick and choose. Hardly in for that.
Folytatjuk akkor a főküldit. Találkozunk ezzel a vámpírosszal.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
Hát ja. Itt a... Hopp.
What? Lost your nerve? Victuals aplenty around here. Come on, come closer. Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave. Kikimore eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash. Stench. There's something here. Need to use the eye. Interesting. Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Detlef was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Detlef's hideout.
Can't you just summon Detlef? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
És ez jutott eszembe így. Tudjátok, a Addams Family-be az a rohangáló kéz.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless. So, perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask indirectly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Got a new life, a new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity's a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die.
Jó lenne megszerezni a halhatatlanságot, csak nem olyan módon, hogy gond legyen belőle.
To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view.
Hogy ne lehessen
Who's got a
gyanús.
million crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now. All right. Give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say. But I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer. To find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. Like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Far as I know, none. Now what you got for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate. It's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct. And a curse. In one place. That a coincidence? Or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Ezt Valahol láttam, de nem tudom, hogy hol. Már akkor ki lenne színezve, hogyha már megöltem volna. Nekro, tűz, meg szellem.
That's it, Roach.
Menjünk először a kardomat megjavítjuk. Páncél. Az egyiket teszek.
Hey there.
Valamiért nem engedi, hogy rohanjak.
Go, go. What's that about?
The dressings, bandages, where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Ez mi volt? Haló, vagy mi?
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. And it's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is... Why did he done it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Remélem nem ő a gyanúsított.
Wait, I will come with you.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing. Trail leads to the house on the hill,
which stands silent as a grave.
Gates locked from the inside. Clearly been jostled, though. Something tried to get out.
The very thought sends a cold wind down my back.
Yeah. Hűha.
Burned alive. Really high-temperatured work here.
Lepiota, thou art my defender and protector.
Damn it.
Good gods!
What the hell is this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods!
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Silver tableware. Elven engravings. Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical. Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Burn marks. Something catch fire? Explode? Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee.
Perhaps there's no one inside after.
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamonton de Safaran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage. But something like this, why, it's a first.
You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were, spirits. It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene, the death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, A Korgorath, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge, the giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help. But I'll understand if you turn me down. No objections? Good. Let's get to work. Start by clearing the corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through. I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic, upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler. We must don the costumes. All must be just right.
The Vethaf, the elven king, hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches.
Az a baj, hogy ezt a nyavaját akarom meggyújtani. Nem veled beszélgetni.
Vethaf laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seat-yielding lands. The Vethaf filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elven wine, Gwinoet, the sweetest blood of the land that had been torn from him. Long last, the elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Csak ezt fel kell venni, mi?
Elfin king, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging his final defeat. Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Ah! Look! Look! The statues!
Impossible.
Ezek élő emberek voltak. Banyek. De jó, hogy szorul. Az én kardom. Ne szórakozz. Hát, ez nem normális. De ez szemétség, hogy gyógyulj már.
The sculptures, they came alive. By what witchcraft?
Minek kellett őket megölni?
Don't know. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defethov. I acquired them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning. This Defethov was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Defethov had planned Ludovic's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such, columns activated with words said in homage.
Hát pedig ezeknek az elfeknek, hogy ebben nem kellett volna elbánni velük.
Treachery embodied. Elves. Psheh.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your words? They're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this, reward.
Farewell.
Hát igen, hogy az a helyzet, hogy a elfek nem hiába bosszúsak. És szerintem se érdemelték meg, hogy kihaljanak, mert szinte minden játékban úgy van, hogy... de elkezdett lagolni be. Na, egy aliennek annyi. De hányszor mondjam azt, hogy lőjél már? Úgy anyám, hogy mi a frázzal hatott.
Parguests, never a good omen.
Pokol kutyák, öhögő.
That the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm, a message, trying to tell me something. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Az a hang nekem nem tetszik.
What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table. Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves.
Benne volt a izében is.
Journal's author maybe.
Naplóba. Az lent van. Akkor
No
pincébe
spoon
kell
you
menni.
have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Table's set. White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons. Likeness. Think it worked. Just quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench. Easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
I'll take you someplace safe.
A saját birtokomra. vittük.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Az elfpajzsal meghallom, mi lett?
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Call on them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful, as they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned the last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True, but I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Tesha Mudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Tesha Mudna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesha Mudna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sangurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. One drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I had no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesha Mudna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
think you were starting to scare me.
Hát ja. Ezt azt hiszem láttam is, vagy már jártam is itt, mert nem emlékszem. Jól le lett rombolva azóta.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You lead.
Valaki már van itt.
Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies
an ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire form.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once, Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
Human husbandry and care? This for real?
The author observed humans, their behavior, over the many years he spent breeding them. Morally suspect though it may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic. It's not far now, Geralt.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes.
Igen, voltam itt. Tényleg voltam itt. Akkor is ezt mondta Gerald. Csak nem jöttem közel. És sejtettem, hogy tényleg fölküldi lesz.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, well, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
Seems your kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Ez is gyenge. Felső. Kezdjük.
Indeed, though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
Cells? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlove's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Te idegessít, panyek. Te a fogam csikorogni. Nem. Na, az már nem gyullad én. Itt a kesztyű. Jó van.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock, live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it, ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then. Place the bait. The tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Nem teszi le.
Three done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The meat stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do. We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent. Also, my head started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
Maybe we need a safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I uttered it?
Don't know. Calm it down. Somehow.
Ez olyan nem voltam a közelbe, haver.
Please. You won't be able to.
We just smelled the blood. Need to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother you anymore.
Belenőtt a nyaklánc az államba.
Get you out of here.
The concoction.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture...
What would you have done?
Found Deadloff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you. The pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would, in a heartbeat.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Detlef? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
Valaki utasította, hogy jöjje meg.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Detlef had made friends with him. Still killed him, and chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse. Cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Detlef I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Detlef. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly the situation provoked such emotions in Detlef. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix.
Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Dettlaff first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the port district. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Dettlaff.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad. Though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with?
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
If my lips don't stink of wine, my wife won't know they're mine.
Biztos. Na, jó van, jól emlékeztem én, hogy van még egy páncéllelványom. Így ne.
Here, kitty, kitty. Row. Meow.
Nos, emberek, a mai rész eddig tartott volna, innen fogom folytatni. Addig is mindenkinek kellemes napot és kellemes hetet kívánok. Sziasztok!